So we're here back at Peterborough's store with the self-proclaimed almighty Thor himself, Lewis Daff, and we're going to have a little look into his golf bag. Lewis, got some new irons this season.
Got some new irons, got some new little bit of everything, but the irons are very special.
Okay, so let's dive straight in and see what you've been playing. Looks like here you've got your setup at 4 to wedge, with a cheeky extra 3 iron. We'll come back to that one. These look a little bit naughty.
They are. They're filthy dirty, some might say.
Okay, so talk to me about them.
So Wilson Staff blade model. It does exactly what it says on the tin. We've not got too much tech in this at all. It is very, very simple.
Yep. I need to stop you. What's your handicap?
About 6.
About 6.
It is 6.
It is 6. Okay. So he's a 6 handicap. We've gone pure blade.
Pure blade.
So you're not making this easy for yourself.
No. Well, the problem is I have a terrible swing. So I need something that's actually going to impart a little bit more spin for me. Traditionally going into something like a more forgiving model, it just drops out the air, and yeah, it goes maybe another 15 yards, but I get 20 yards of run out as well, so not super helpful for
So
me.
you're actually looking at this more from a performance of ball fly than just you wanted something that looked cool.
Yeah, I mean, look, it looks very pretty, there's no doubt about that, but traditionally, the traditional model of blade has always worked better for me.
So why this blade?
Well, I can't really argue with it being kind of the prettiest on the market. It is a stunning...
Wilson fan?
Wilson fan. I mean, I grew up playing kind of Nike irons, so I'm used to hearing like kind of a hard click.
Yeah.
Material on this is a 620, so it's a lot firmer than traditional carbon fibre. So I get the nice feel that I want, that slightly firmer feedback, but it performs how I want it to as well.
And our friends at Wilson obviously helped you out and got you these irons, which is great. But being a club builder, being someone who loves his shaft, you couldn't leave the shaft alone.
No.
So what have you done?
So we've had a little fiddle. We have gone with LA Golf. So LA is something that obviously we've been carrying for a little while now. Newer model to us in the L series. So L series, whereas the A series, which is your kind of your 45 through to 105 gram, is parallel and go into anything as long as we taper it down. L series all come in taper, so they're pre-designed. Just a lot more weight in this one, 120 grams.
Heavy.
Yeah, I mean, whenever I get fit into a shaft, it's always 120.
I'm not sure the viewer at home would realise that you can get graphite shafts that are that heavy.
Yeah, I mean, we can really kind of go, well, you can go all the way up to 130 grams if you really want to, but 120 grams is very much the high end of it. The reason we traditionally go lighter in graphite is just because you've got something that, if you look at a steel shaft without any grip on it, you'll notice how thin it is, because steel is obviously quite heavy per kind of section of the shaft. But in graphite, because it is so much lighter, or the carbon fibre is what you should call it, you get something that is so much thicker, so much stronger, so you can go a lot lighter and still get the same kind of stiffness performance, but we've gone into something a little bit heavy just because I like the feel of having the extra weight in it.
So you've gone graphite because you like the feel?
Love the feel, great feedback. I'm traditionally a Project X iron shaft player, but this has been just as stable, just as stiff.
And what's your club head speed? Because again, the viewers at home, they'll kind of sit there and go, oh, he must only swing it at 60 miles an hour, 70 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Because he's graphite.
So, I mean, club head speed wise, we spent the winter working on speed. I cruise at about kind of 92, 93 with a 6 iron. But we can get it up to kind of 97, 98, 99.
So talk to me about, so we've got head, we've got a funky looking shaft.
Yes.
Talk to me about the lie angle and length.
So I'm pretty much standard. So I'm taller chap. I do tend to bring everything a little bit toe down, but for me, I fear the right hand side of the golf course. So I'd rather keep everything in neutral. It does maybe affect my strike a tiny bit in terms of what part of the club interacts with the ground first, but I'd rather keep the ball flight straight and be able to obviously play better golf with it.
And just so everyone's clear here, you're left-handed.
Yes, yeah.
So right-hand side of the golf course for you is a...
It's a turnover, it's a pull,
yeah. Okay, so just to make that clear that he's not slicing it, he's hooking it. Okay, so we've got funky head, funky shaft. Obviously we can't miss...
Funky grip. Yeah.
Not shy of colours, are we? Though?
Not shy of colours. There is no reason that we've got these grips on other than it's probably the most standout grip that we could have gone for. What does match in is it's a +4 grip for me. So we are the feeling of 4 extra layers at the bottom. just because I want a little bit more relaxed kind of lower hand. For me, it makes it easy just to square the club face up how I want to. What we probably should say is that normally I'm 3 layers of tape underneath grips. With the graphite shaft, we are just 1, purely for the fact that because they're so much thicker at the top end, we don't need to put any extra layers on, and it will still feel bigger.
Okay, so that's quite an important factor.
Yes,
Actually, you're matching in the thickness of the butt end of the shaft
100%.
to the thickness of the grip that you want.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Okay, so you enjoy playing with these so far this year?
Love them. Probably the best golf I've been playing in probably 5-6 years now. So yeah, really good.
Brilliant. So there we go, guys. Lewis, our club builder, couldn't leave his irons alone when they came through as standard and steel shaft. Had to do what club builders do best. But before we leave you, he's got 4 to wedge in those, and then you've got this sneaky 3 iron that I've just noticed. It's a D9, so it's not a blade.
No.
So didn't fancy buttering your toast this morning?
No. Again, would normally go 3 iron into blade style. It does obviously lack forgiveness, like we know if we go into something like that. So just something a little bit less, a little bit more forgiveness orientated.
Same setup, same shaft,
same setup. The only difference is we've gone into the 105A series.
It's a bit lighter.
Lighter. So we're treating this more kind of like your traditional driving iron, as opposed to going into
loft change.
No loft change. So still keeping it exactly how it is. I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting it to perform as well as it does. It is an absolute rocket launcher. You will see me hitting this off most tees now as opposed to anything else, but really can't argue performance. Not as much offset as you would have in maybe like a traditional driving iron, which is what I want to look down at. But yeah, still plenty of forgiveness.
Perfect. So there we go, guys. There's Lewis's iron setup for this season. Come back and join us next time when we look at another member of our team's golf bag.